This is Nostrovini, back from the dead. As you know, I have been looking not beacon lately. But thanks to my loyal manservant, the Dominican zombie, I am beautiful again. Beautiful Vinny. There he is. You know what? They sleep all day in the Dominican Republic, and then they come out at night and haunt the Haitians. It's a known fact. They say that zombies from Dominican Republic rise from the dead and prey on the living and become lawyers.
They say that Dominican zombies don't eat live people, that they make food for them with brains.
With brains, Haitian
So they
brains.
don't eat them, they keep them alive.
Yeah, and then they don't have the brains. It's just terrible.
Horrible.
Somebody's got to do something about it.
This is kind of zombie is this.
But I'm not me. I have to be nice to my zombie. Because he's a nice guy, basically. Look what he did. He cut my nails so they're not so dark and dirty. He's a good guy, even though he's misguided. Anyway, we're gonna do a Nostrovini about boxing.
Boxing, guys. Boxing.
Yes, but I will drop my childlike demeanor in order to be Nostrovini boxing expert extraordinaire.
Oh wow.
Watch.
Voila.
So this is Nostrovini,
This is Jay,
and this is Jay,
the zombie.
Jay the zombie. We're gonna talk boxing here. We're gonna talk about Chris Eubank Jr.,
Versus
35.
versus
You
who?
know, what?
Versus who?
Versus the destroyer Conor Ben, 23 1-0. These guys have actually fought. This is a family feud like the Hamptons and the Floyds in the 1880s. Their fathers were big fighters in the 1990s. And they had an epic battle.
So
in
now
which-
their son's going at it.
Now the son, who knows if these guys have kids?
I don't know if they have the same energy that they did for, but
Well, they say
nobody knows yet.
they're not quite as good as their fathers. They got the heart, but they're not. They don't measure up. Their fathers were almost all-time greats, while these guys are second rate. I don't mean that in a derogatory way.
No.
In their own concept, they're very good, very good. You know, and they put on a show. And you had the little guy, Conor Ben. He's coming at the big guy, Chris Eubank. Now, Eubank is a naturally big guy.
Right.
He's a heavier guy, and he's fighting on Conor. But Conor was like a little.
Conor's like, I'm not afraid.
I'm not afraid. He went into 12 rounds of war, and they went to split decision. But Chris won. He won.
He won.
But they're gonna have the three match because the fight was so good. Excuse me while I dribble on myself. It's the medication makes you dribble on yourself sometimes. I look beautiful. 66 years old. I look beautiful.
He looked like he's like 24.
There you go. Bad eyesight, my friend. But we won't go into that. We won't go because the man wears glasses all the time, even in a cloudy day or dark room. He does a little. We suspect things. I'm not saying he takes drugs. I'm implying it. But I don't think that's what it is. I think he's a natural on a natural high because he's too cheap to buy drugs. He would go to the park and maybe go in the middle of where they're smoking the marijuana
Yeah.
and get a contact high.
What?
This is what you call a cheap junkie.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Now the second fight, I'm betting that this is gonna be a rematch that's gonna have an upset. That the little man, the little Ben is gonna bring it off.
This is a good fight, but I don't think they see it so big. That's why they didn't put in DraftKings.
Oh no, this isn't big on DraftKings.
But we're still waiting for them to be on DraftKings.
That's all
That's all we waiting for.
yeah, we gotta make sure they put them on. but you know, the English are big, what you call betting people.
Yeah,
And they also, people sell tickets like hometown guys
Yeah.
against the other hometown guys, and they sell tickets and they make some money.
oh,
Oh, yeah, they can get followings there.
but what you think about the assassin,
Oh, the
Adam-
assassin.
Adam Azim?
As Adam Azum with 13-0 with
That's
10 KOs.
Crazy nickname. Never
It's
forget.
the assassin. An
Assassin.
assassin. Like he's a Muslim guy. And, you know, the assassins were famous in the Middle Ages as fighting about the Crusaders and the Mongols.
His record look good. 13-0 with 10K.
10 KO,
10
and he's
KO?
fast. He's like a lightning bolt. And he had a great amateur
Where you
career.
gonna find a record like that?
And he's got a record, and he's fighting Kurt Scobie, 18-1 with
Mm.
16 kills. American fighter, top guy, strong, classic. Has but you know the thing is this, I'll tell you the truth. Scobie
Yeah,
is he got knocked out once because he ran out of wind.
right.
He's a good fighter, but he started very late.
Oh,
Yeah, he was a football player. And
okay.
he's only 135 pounds.
I'm not
He
saying
went
that
down.
you understand football player is one of the dangerous sports, but they do get hurt. So you can imagine all that impact from the football jumping straight into boxing.
Right.
That's why his record is 18-1
18-1.
and 16 KO.
Big knockouts. And he knows all the little tricks. He's American trained. He knows how to duck. He knows how, and he goes to the body. This is
Yeah.
going to be, for a Zoom, this is going to be a very dangerous fight.
Now,
But a Zoom is lightning fast and speed kills.
right. But don't assume that one loss means that it's automatic it's going to be a loss.
Oh, that's true. No,
It just means that he could take a hit.
and he was,
From my opinion, it means you could take a hit.
he was fighting this guy who was an ex-tough man.
Yeah.
And the ex-tough man had an iron chin, and he kept on coming and throwing these punches. Well, Kurt had used all his tricks,
Right.
but he didn't expect it, and the guy had a punch,
Mm-hmm.
and he had a jaw, and he had stamina, and he ended up knocking out Kurt. Oh, knocking out. They stopped the fight. Kurt was sort of didn't know where it was going on. Since then, Kurt's won all his fights by knockout, and it's improving substantially. So this is America versus yeah English English guy. English, but see, you know what it is?
Well,
There's a big following in what you call the Arab world or the Muslim world because they're just coming into boxing and they're trying to develop their people. And they got some really good ones. Gotta admit it. And you know, when I was a kid, there was Prince Asim or Saad or something like that. Well, very few Arab fighters. You know.
yeah.
But now the place is crawling with them. And the Saudi Arabians and the Arab cheeks, they're subsidizing quite a bit.
Right.
Now, Kurt is going to get knocked out, I believe. It'll be a great fight.
Kurt
Kurt Scobie.
versus, they call him El Gato.
El Gato.
Jack Catero.
And I believe
I wonder why they call him that.
El Gato because he
In
trained in
English,
this.
it's called cat.
Yeah, El
So
Cat.
how dangerous can a cat be?
Oh, cats can claw you up, my friend. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
He's 31-2 with 13 KOs against the engine. Ilgo Isaman 22-1-0 with 8 KOs. Now
Wow.
Jack is a very good boxer, and he's been training with the Mexicans. Because what they do is now you have what you call your international training, in which fighters go all over the world to learn the techniques of each state. Also, he wants to get in good with the Mexicans to get a following,
Right.
and he compliments them. You know, like, look at this. I'm like the cat. I don't even have a nickname that's an American or
Right.
English, say.
But
Now,
I'm looking at this, and when I'm looking at this, these two, they look, if you just look at the record, they look like the same worker. Like they look even. Like
oh
in a
yeah,
way, 31-2,
But you know what it is with the machine?
and 13-0.
And
If we would have split that in half, it would have been 15-1
right.
and oh, and he got 16. But that's but look at it. It's like it's an even fight. Look
It's,
like that Jack started very early and
yeah.
Kurt started a little bit later.
Yeah, and
But for
Kurt's
me,
all,
it looks the same, like almost the
oh yeah,
they
this is
look
a pick 'em
even.
fight. This is and
Yeah.
Kurt is the black guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jack is the white guy. Now
Mm,
I notice what happens with this is sometimes black people have a little athletic advantage.
mhm,
Their arms tend to be longer.
right.
They claim this, but there's no proof of this.
No proof.
Have faster twitch muscles. That
Mm,
means that you react faster
I don't
and
think
also
so.
more rhythmic. But
That-
no, it's
That look like more like skill
Yeah.
set than thing, because there's a lot of fighters with long arms and they don't go that far.
they don't get that far. A long arm will not take you so far. But I think, my friend, that's the trainers. If you have a good trainer
Yeah,
and they can make you get a rhythm, you can be because this is a truth with the Eastern Europeans who were to an extent dominating fighting.
right,
So, but things die hard because certain sports, the black people don't exceed, like basketball.
right.
Yeah, it takes, they're almost superhuman, but I know nothing about basketball. They're too tall, I can't relate.
What
Uh,
about baseball?
I know even less.
There's a lot of American people.
A lot
But
of Americans,
the difference is that the Spanish and the Asians sometimes empower their skill set.
yeah.
Like this year, guess who won the World Series?
The Spanish or the Canadians who won?
I think it was Timber,
A
the
Japanese
Yankees,
guy?
Timberwolf. It was the Japanese guys.
Oh,
Now he overpowered the whole team. Why? He could pitch, and he was a heavy hitter.
wow. And
Yeah.
you wouldn't think they're little tiny little people,
What
but
do you
they
think? You think a Chinese? I didn't know a Chinese guy can do all that extra.
Well, the thing is, they
Surprising.
didn't do that sport for years. The Mao Zedong, the commie,
Yeah.
outlawed boxing in China.
In China, yeah, they
Yeah.
got a good baseball thing up there.
So, but now the new government, which is no piece, no sweethearts, but they do endorse their boxing
Yeah.
and they develop it, and they even have a heavyweight called Zhang, who's like the
Mm.
big wall of China coming at you, the big guy.
Wow.
Oh yeah. I'm getting out a lot there. I'm looking at look, I don't like he gave me a haircut. Do you like it? It's nice.
That's cool. That's cool.
Let's see. Oh, just please. Okay, now I need my oh no, I don't need it. Now my prediction is Cartel will be a little too slick, and Jack and Aikano he's a workman, but he's gonna march into the fight. No knockout, go the distance. And because he doesn't have enough power to take out Jack Cartel unless Cartel gets cut up. Also,
Yeah.
that's another thing. Well, it used to be a lot of times your white fighters look they bled as they came into the arena. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because the skin is not as elastic. See, these things work for you. But
Mm.
yeah, so a lot of times they'll cut faster. And so these are all things that can what you call advantage you if you're of a certain race. People
Yeah.
don't like to admit this
Right. That's
because
true.
it's politically incorrect.
That's true. I agree
But
with that.
but that's just not true. Plus, boxing is a very is an urban sport. Most of the trainers are working in urban areas. That's why in UFC, a lot of times you have a lot of white tough guys because it's countrified. And also you don't have to, in boxing you have to start very early.
Are we ready?
Oh yeah, we're talking 8 years old, 12 years old.
Mm.
Yeah, you have to have the trainers yeah. But what the hell is that? Oh, it's
Yeah, back then.
back then.
Yeah.
Then
What we
now-
got next?
the next one is the Sam Gillian 18-1-1 with 9
Magic
kids.
Man.
The Magic Man.
Magic Man.
The Magic Man.
Sam
And he's
Keely.
fighting the Black Panther.
Sam Keely,
Ismail
18-1-1 with 9 KO
Yeah, and he's
versus the undisputed AKO Black James
the Black
Black
Panther.
Panther. Asmel Davis, 14-3-0 with 6 KO.
Now, the Black Panther doesn't have enough firepower to take out
I mean, I've
Sam.
seen the movie Black Panther.
Oh, that
It's
was
dangerous, but the problem is he's dangerous.
well, he's inspired a lot of people, but
He's like the Black Panther.
yeah, and then, but people for years they used to call themselves like the Big Cat. That was a heavyweight.
That was
a
another
big
one.
puncher. Oh yeah, the
There's
Big
another
Cat.
one, the big guy, yeah.
Oh yeah. Now, Sam is gonna beat him. I believe so.
You think Sam?
Oh yeah, man, he might even knock him out because the other guy, Ismail Davis, has been knocked out. And he's very athletic guy. He's very tough, and he has his face. He's got his fair twitch muscles, but I don't think those twitch muscles. The other guy, see, that's what sometimes with these English guys, they're overachievers. They're not the greatest athletes in the world,
Right.
but they try their hardest and they learn the techniques.
I
So
mean,
even they're giving away
some-
athleticism.
sometimes it's like, when you're training, it says you got to take a hit for you
Right.
to get better. Because if you don't get hit, then you can't be the Black Panther.
Oh, you can't be the Black Panther, you can be the Black Pussycat, and I think that's what's
Yeah,
gonna happen
We
again.
don't want that. Unless you're gonna be a pussycat once again, it's up to Ismail.
Now, the next fight is Richard Rikilgo,
Richard
18.
Riak
You try to swallow that one for a moment.
18-1-0 KO versus the Hellboy. Tommy Welch, 16-0 with 9 KO.
Yeah, now this is an interesting fight.
They look like a Russian name.
No, he's a black guy from Africa.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, and he's sick. Now he was a cruiserweight, which was 200 pounds, and he was weighing that, and he couldn't make the cruiserweight anymore.
No, oh,
Couldn't make it. He's a big guy. He's 6'.
It's too heavy. Yeah, it's gonna be
60.
too hard for him to lose.
Yeah, so
Doesn't
he
change
was
weight.
he was weakening himself. But the guy, and he lost his last fight to a champion. No, not he knocked another guy out when he rose in weight. Now he's 234 pounds.
Wow.
And it's almost. And the problem here is this.
Wow.
He tends to fight long range. But
Oh, he does distance.
and to
Distance
get his
fight.
punches off. But he has no inside game. He lost to Bellum Smith, who was the champ, who
Wow.
fought him on the inside, and the guy kept on clinching and clinching and clinching.
Right.
He has no inside game whatsoever that I can see. Where you need the inside game. Now, the Welsh is a big of a mystery. 16-0 with 9 KOs.
And they're going to Hellboy.
And they call him the Hellboy. Now his
I don't know why is the Hellboy.
well, because he'll give you hell if you go into the gym with him.
Because
And,
look, have you seen the Hellboy? He had one big giant hands and two big giant hands. It looked like bullets, like guns.
the Hellboy's
But the problem is, I don't know. That's what he means by Hellboy.
well, he means you go in there, you get hell. Now,
okay.
see, Tommy Welsh was his father. He had an amateur career, so he's no total unknown.
Right.
And his father was a famous Welsh fighter.
Oh.
Welsh, and he's sort of following in his footsteps. And he's a very cool guy, and he admits he hasn't fought nobody. But he's trying to throw Richard off by saying that he's gonna fight like Ali and he's gonna box. No. This guy is a slugger. And the best thing he can do is crowd Ricky O'P.
That's one thing I don't like. You can't say you can't fight like Ali. Ali, his mind was insane. He was a loony in the head.
Oh yeah, see.
So you can't fight like Ali.
No.
I wanted to fight like Tommy Welch.
Tommy Welch. And he's gonna
Not like Ali.
Now I believe that Richard, call him Richard, I don't want to go through that last name.
Richard.
Richard is gonna beat Tommy. Beat him like a drum eventually.
I
But
think
Tommy has a chance.
he might give him a hard time.
Oh yeah, because if Tommy's gonna crown him, I had little clips of what Tommy looks like as a
And
fighter.
I think he's a
Yeah.
little heavier, so
Yeah, Tommy's he's thick. He's a thick guy with a big beard, you know, and he's very nice. But he said, this is my big chance. We're gonna see what happens."
yeah.
And he admits he hasn't fought no bog. You
Mm,
don't get that candidness that, in fighting, people say, "I fought the best."
right.
But the other guy has fought better opposition, but he's either overwhelmed because of his size and power, or he fights ugly, ugly fights with the grabbing. Now, I believe that Welsh is gonna have some problems, but eventually Richard will get him.
I think it might go by split decision.
That would
Might
be,
go to Richard, depending how Richard his stamina. I think it might be in some because his weight.
yeah.
Like he said, he lost too much weight, and if you lose too much weight, you can still lose a lot less power.
Well, see, Richard, he's not. He's actually saying he's a better fighter now because losing the weight was draining him. But the problem here is basically that he grabs too much, and if a guy crowds him, and he has no inside game. So if he fought somebody like Ikzik, the champ, he would lose because Ikzik has inside and outside game.
That's
Yeah,
very sad.
you can do it all.
Yeah.
Now, Mickey Tolan, 10-0 with 1 KO.
I like the way he said I named Mickey. He just gave him a whole new name. Mikey Talon, 10-0 with 10 KO,
No, 1 KO.
1 KO
1 KO. Now, I didn't real. This is one I don't have the money
versus Vizzy Frozan.
for Zahn.
Oh, Vizzy Frozan Shahid. 4-2 and 2 KO.
Yeah. Well, and
The problem is that Mike have 10 fights. Frozy only have 4. Oh, that's 9.
and he doesn't have a winning record.
That's 9 or 4.
That's a fool.
Okay.
And he's only had
He's had 4.
And he's
So I'm thinking, I think this is just a fight to keep his
keep
thing going on.
going there. And it's actually odds on this, believe it or not. In case there's a miracle and a lightning bolt, it's Mickey?
Mikey.
Like, the English have little boys fighting for them. I think
Yeah.
child labor laws. I look at these guys. It says that little boy, is that legal?
All right.
I don't know.
But I think it would be great if this underdog actually beat Mikey.
But that would be good. That would be a big upset.
But that would be like one of the hugest upset in worldwide because someone coming from 4-0 fighting a 10 with no loss. But come on, man. Nah.
Yeah, it's not. It's once in a while that
I
kind
mean,
of stuff happens.
That's once in the blue you gonna see it.
It's
Even if Mikey still wins and first he's giving him a hard time,
Yeah,
oh man, it'll be a great fight.
it'll be a good fight. And because
Like-
Mikey doesn't have the firepower to keep him off him.
I don't know what Fizzy's fight skill look like.
Yeah, he's a mystery man.
That's a mystery. Mystery.
Now let's see. We're gonna what are we gonna do now?
What we gonna talk about the shutdown going on?
Oh, the shutdown.
We have some good
It
news.
was good news. The shutdown.
But it's still live as we speaking right now.
Well, it's gonna take a time. Because
It's still live because they gotta make decision of how they gotta do end the shutdown. 14 days is too long. This and that. They still gonna get paid. Who's getting paid? Who they throwing out?
Who they getting paid? When everybody gets their money, their check. People who get food stamps, they weren't gonna get them for a little while, and that would have been
They're
murderous.
talking about the airplane pilots
And
not
then
getting paid.
they were getting they're all tired. And what Trump said, as Trump says, he's the guys who just didn't want to come in,
Yeah.
and he said they're fired, and the guys who stayed without getting paid, he's going to give them a bonus.
Something about
$10,000.
10,000.
Yeah.
But that's not guaranteed.
That's not. This has to go through the
This
Congress.
is not guaranteed.
Yeah, but you see,
There's a lot of pilots going on. I don't think the government have enough to give out 10,000 for each party that go back to it.
Well, if this tariff thing works, see, it really depends.
Yeah,
It really depends, because he's taking a big gamble. Nobody's ever done that. You know, because what happens, I'll tell you the truth, we've been robbed for
go
years.
ahead, tell them truth,
I'll tell you the truth.
tell them truth.
Say you have an American car or food or anything like that,
Yeah.
right? And they have what they call protectionism. In
Mhm.
other words, they protect their own industries and their own farming industries and all that.
Correct,
So they don't buy our product.
no?
No, we buy their product because we don't have that and the tariff situation. And what ends up happening is America gets into a big deficit. It's like in Europe, we for the most part, we were subsidizing the NATO, right? Because a lot of times they have a lot of social welfare programs,
Right,
but they can only have that because they don't have to put money into their own defense.
oh, I see,
Because the Russians, they get a little they get a little greedy after a while. And the Putin, he never forgave the Soviets for losing and the falling.
right,
He thinks it's the worst thing that ever happened. And the thing is, it was a good thing because nobody was happy in the Soviet Union. You couldn't watch the movies you wanted.
it's
You-
very strict, at
and,
that time,
and a lot of times what happened is, say, I had a business or whatever, right?
right,
I would be put, I would have a connection to put me ahead of somebody.
mhm,
So then that's why when the Soviets fell, it went wild because the KGB combined with the local mafias turned into this big crookeds, you know, and they think you couldn't have a business.
wow,
You couldn't have a business without parting with some money. You know what they used to do?
what do they,
I'll tell you how ruthless these guys were. They would go to a bank, right?
mhm,
And they would get a homeless person
right,
and they would dress the homeless person as a banker.
right,
And in front of the banker, the real banker, they would cut his head off right then and there and say, this is what's going to happen to you unless you go along with what we're saying. Oh, the ruthlessness.
sneaky, oh,
You know, and just sophisticated. They know electronics. They're pretty well educated people,
right,
but they don't trust anything, and they can be ruthless. They always were, because they were conquered by what you call your Mongols.
right,
So their society and their culture is frozen in the Middle Ages, and you know the Middle Ages weren't that good a part of the time, and so they have a different mentality.
right,
That's why they're bombing Ukraine like crazy and killing kids and doing that and being ruthless, you know, because they want that Ukraine, because also they need Ukraine.
yeah, they need it.
Because Ukraine has all the
Next door
food.
neighbors,
Yeah. Well, see, the
You
Ukrainians.
guys, I think they have weapons as well,
Oh, yeah.
so there's a lot of accessory we need from them,
And they.
like China,
Oh,
we
yeah.
need China because of their product. The
Right.
problem is Trump don't want China to overprice us and give somebody else cheaper price.
All right. Yeah. And also, you know what the Chinese are doing? They're running around Africa and South America and they build things and they build cities and get Chinese in there.
Right,
And they colonize and what they do is
And
they exploit the people there
yeah,
and they owe them all kinds of money. And we're in the trade. See, right now, Trump is trying to fight wars by not having wars, but by trade.
right, right,
It
right.
might not work.
No,
It's, you know, because also what happens is America ends up fighting everybody's war.
right,
Because, you know, and they said, well, by percentage, they're equal. No, 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 no. Every death, right, is an individual's death.
right,
If you have 100 Americans dying and wounded and all that stuff, and then you have like 50 Englishmen,
right.
that's twice as many Americans.
Johnson, American, that's
Not
right.
that the English and all those people are not doing their job, the soldiers, but the percentage of their population very small.
That's true.
It's very
I agree, I
small. See,
agree.
and you can't. And the thing is, like see, that's why I'm divided about Mr. Trump. I think he's the funniest comedian who ever was president. He reminds me of Don Rickles.
He says the
in-
funniest president.
He's the funniest president.
besides all the presidents that was here.
He's like Don Rickles mixed up with Richard Nixon.
Unless you had a president that if you didn't laugh, he would chop your head off. Back then.
All
and-
back
and
then in the Middle Ages, if
Yeah.
you didn't, if you weren't,
If you wasn't laughing, he would chop your head off.
Now, the thing is, he's a funny guy. He's a combination of your basic Mussolini and Don Rickles.
Right.
I don't know if you all know to remember who he is, but that's what he is.
Mm.
Neil, let's see. So that's the story.
That's the story, guys.
Yeah, that's,
If you like what you heard, they live right now. You're speaking.
yeah. So I'm divided because I'm
Now,
I
like
got
I said,
fear.
this shutdown I never experienced before. He said it happened before. I don't remember happening in the past, but
You're scared, you didn't.
yeah, I mean, I'm surprised. There's a lot of things getting shut down.
Oh, yeah, because it was the longest, because usually shutdowns last 20 days. And it usually it's the Republicans who are trying to balance the budget.
Yeah, he's right.
Yeah. and usually-
Actually, the president of America is a Democrat. The Republicans try to shut it down, but because the vote is higher in Democrat, that they have to reopen it faster than what it is now. Now there's more Republicans because the way he did it, he took
Right.
a lot of the Democrat out and put a little bit more Republican in.
Because the thing is with people go sacrifice, they'll deal with inflation and all that stuff.
Right,
If it's temporary,
right.
if it's eternal, nobody wants to deal with it.
Nobody- no.
You know, and the Democrats go for some crazy stuff, like they think reassignment to your gender. Yeah, you could be a boy when you're a girl and vice versa.
Right,
And I say, okay, after 18, or after 18, let's say, when you're adult, you can make your choices. But when
right.
they have little kids doing that and they do it back in the behind the box of the fathers and the mothers, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Because
that's loony right there.
Because once you do this stuff, what happens is you what you call you lose your whatchamacallit, you can't have babies no more.
Hmm,
You also your features change,
right,
and you're putting chemicals, and they never did this before, where they who knows what the long-term consequences are.
right.
See, so that's crazy. That's crazy, and the government backing it up isn't even crazy. We always had people who didn't believe in medicine and all that stuff. They didn't have the government backing them up, So I'm again. That's why. But they say, but Mr. Vinny, you have no kids. It's not the point. The point is the tragedy. This what he believe it or not, he's breeding. He has kids.
10
If they
kids.
can, well, God knows, that's reality. We know of 2 right now, but who knows? He's Dominican.
10 kids.
He's 10 kids. He's been around a long time. He looks young. Well, you can't tell because he's all disguised, but he looks young. But he's old. He's 36 years old, and he's been frisky before. He's a frisky man. He's handsome in his culture. Short people with stocky, and
Play basketball.
play basketball with children.
What?
Oh yeah, well that's how he tells me. He told me
Wow.
about his great victories on the basketball court.
Wow.
I said, how old are these people who you could actually slam a dunk on? Well, 12 and 8,
Wow.
oh my goodness. I was
Wow.
like, that's,
That's crazy.
I know you dreamed, you wanted to be a basketball player, but unless you stick to children and very short children at that, when they go through the growth spurt, and that's not going to be. And I hate destroying his dreams,
Right.
but sometimes you gotta make somebody fess up and see the reality. But sooner or later, it's gonna be child abuse where the adults are seeing this crazy Dominican man slam dunk their kids and push
Sometimes.
them, and then
Something his own 10 kids.
yeah, and now he's
Yeah.
he's got a little army on his hands because he's gonna be able to
Because they're all
torture.
gonna be small, and then when they get bigger, I won't be able to slam dunk.
Yes, so he's gonna
And
try to get his shots
I'm
in.
I'm gonna have to run. Like I can't play basketball. I'm too old.
Yeah, well, you know,
They'll
you
take it
can,
where they small.
yeah, and he's the king of the court, of a very small court.
Wow.
Yeah, but that don't feel bad, my friend, don't feel bad. You're my good pal,
Wow.
and he's a talented man, an electronical genius. He is an electronical genius.
He's a he's a what's it called? What's it called? He's a do ideas of bets.
Oh,
He has the brain to tell you who was winning, who's losing.
yeah.
So he's amazing in his own trades.
Yeah, yeah, when I was sick of the last week or so, I slept. I wasn't rational. But now I'm almost there. Because I had um Joseph what's his name? I almost forget. Parker.
Right.
I had him beating getting beat by Wardley.
Mm,
And Wardley has a big bunch.
right.
And Joseph Parker, he comes in the fight, he puts on like 30 pounds, 40 pounds, and he
Right.
thinks he's a punch. Well, the thing is with Wardley can take a great shot. And you got to watch out because he could be losing every round. Then he hits you with a punch and it breaks your jaw.
Mm,
And he doesn't have the same back. Parker was a former champion, a big amateur. And then he fights Wardley, who came in from white collar boxing.
right.
No background.
No background.
He just was fighting guys. This is like as
Crazy.
if this guy went to the NBA and all of a sudden he's
It's
there.
crazy.
Sometimes he talks about fighting for the title. He wants to fight Canelo. And then I say he's been in the park again, getting the second half smoke high.
Sometimes I feel like I want to fight a lot of people, but I can't.
It's sad. It's sad when a man has no skills.
One time I told him I wanted to fight Mike Tyson.
He did.
I'm out of my mind
He's out of
fighting Mike Tyson.
I'm
What's
supposed
wrong with me?
I'm supposed to be the crazy one.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
just
telling you,
saying.
he's nuttier than I am.
I mean,
And
I don't like Jake Paul, so I'll fight him, but I don't know. I might as well get trained really good.
he's the Jake
I
Paul of
I
Brooklyn.
need at least 6 to 8 months just to get him, because I won't beat him right away. He'll beat me now if I don't get no training.
See,
So
he's
I'm
delusional.
just saying I'm delusional.
He's delusional. I don't think he could beat Chrissy Shields. Then if he lost a lot of weight because they're about the same size, height wise. I mean, Chris has a little inch or two on him. But but you gotta, I'm supposed to be the crazy guy. You shouldn't see the sanity here. And look, this guy's he thinks he's gonna fight Canelo.
Oh man.
Yeah, now I'm
Oh
revealing the
man.
things about you.
This is oh man.
Now that's the
Well,
story. Let's see. We're gonna sign off now.
yeah, sign off.
Yeah, and look at me. I'll show my glass. Yeah, see my eyes. I gotta get my teeth done
Ah,
because right now I'm Appalachian Mike. I smile because I had a good smile, but I'm toothless, and that doesn't aesthetically please me
right.
because in spite of my years, 66,
Ooh, so.
I look like them 36, and I have the ego of an 18-year-old.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the story. You can now. How do we sign out of here? Easy.
Goodbye, guys.
Goodbye. Goodbye.